Welcome to the first episode of our Postgame Podcast. I'm Andrew Kazmarek, and you can join our hosts Dylan Zielinski and Lucas Radley in a breakdown of all your favorite NFL teams. In our show, we will go over the week's worth of NFL games, and we will give a thorough breakdown of some of the most interesting games of the week. We will be following up every week with highlights, game breakdown, and more. And collectively, we're all from Western New York area. We're all born and raised Bills fans for the most part, and
So I think with us all being Bills fans, obviously we have to talk about the first meeting of the Bills and Dolphins this season. Obviously, really disappointing game for Bills fans.
yeah.
What was Josh Allen's stats in that game?
He went 42 for 63 for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is completely absurd. I mean, obviously as a Bills fan, you like to see that, but I think they kind of got to get the run game involved more.
Yeah.
With the quarterback passing 63 times, obviously the Heat was like the big factor.
Well, I don't even know. Like, that was ridiculous. I
Yeah.
was seeing the tweets after the games and stuff saying that, like, the Dolphins kept the Bills sideline around, like, it was like 120 degrees.
Yeah.
No AC benches. No, like, they were just sitting, boiling themselves in the heat. Like, I saw this interview with Dawson Knox, the Bills tight end, after the game, and he was like, I think he said he did, like, 3 IVs during the whole game. He went into the locker room early before just to get some more IVs, and then they were chugging pickle juice on the sideline just to try to keep their bodies from cramping. Like, there was a picture I saw where literally like 4 players, 2 of our offensive linemen, Isaiah McKenzie and Josh Allen, they were all just hunched over.
Yeah.
Like, they just were dead.
And you could see, like, during the huddles in the games, I remember seeing it multiple times, like, Diggs was on a knee, like, helmet off, just, like,
Pulling
catching
guys
his
off
breath.
to the sideline.
And,
Just
like, it was just...
They were cramping. They were stretching them out. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think the Dolphins are a better team.
No.
I saw this thing on Twitter once again saying that, like, the Dolphins didn't beat the Bills. They just escaped the Bills,
Yeah.
which I think is a really good way of putting that loss.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think if you bring the Dolphins back to Buffalo, like, Josh Allen will not lose to the Dolphins twice.
I mean, obviously, like, watching the game, Tua didn't have, like, honestly, that bad of a game. But, like, also, I don't think he should have been back in the game in the first place.
Well, yeah, that was like a big thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
not even that injuries riddled that game. Like, the fact that Tua was back in so fast right after that big hit where he literally stumbled and he could not even collect himself.
And then for them saying, like, oh, it's a back. Like,
Yeah, no. Like,
well, now look, they're under investigation because
they're under
like,
investigation. And then, like, the head coach is like, oh, like, he may play this week. Like, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know, watching that injury, like, you saw him grab his head multiple times.
and, like, just the way he hit the ground, like that's, like, concussion-esque. It's,
Yeah.
like...
yeah, there's no way that they took that like the correct way. They didn't
No way.
go and look and examine him in the correct way.
No, and they knew
should've.
Teddy Two Gloves, if he went into that game, they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know.
Well, we also forgot about a big point is the butt punt.
Yeah,
I mean,
That was
huge.
That was funny.
That was
just, like,
huge. Like, I literally
What a way to get a safety, though.
No,
I mean,
literally.
it's already rare
No,
enough
because
as it is.
At that exact moment, I was like, all right, like, shit, like, they're on the goal line.
Yeah.
Like, if we can get a safety here, it turns into, like, a field goal game again. And, you know, that's very possible. And there were a few. I thought Von Miller was going to have Tua for a sack in the end zone. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, like,
Uh-huh.
that's big. And then I remember watching the game, and they were like, oh, well, why are they punting this close deep and, like, to the end zone? I was like, because they have no choice.
And that's honestly on the what's the guy's name that's back there? Like
The punter?
no there's like a special name for the
Oh, personal protector.
yes
Yeah.
He in no right mind should have backed up there. He
No.
should have known that we're back deep in the end zone. Oh, I have to get a guy. Can't let them push
No,
me
he
back.
backed up.
Yes.
You should just be playing forward. Like, I
Yes.
think Pat McAfee had something, and he was like,
Yeah.
no, that guy should have pushed forward in
Yeah.
that situation. Like, those are all things, like, you practice, like, in practice and
Yeah.
things like that. Like, it's just like, dude, how'd you fuck it up
I
that
know, like
bad?
I remember
Like,
even going over in high school, like we did tight punts, we did like stuff like inside the 5-yard line where we have to go. Like
Yeah.
you bring everyone in, you don't let anyone get past you.
No,
you
and
go up.
and even just, like, stupid things where the Bills shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Allen gave up the first score. He fumbled on the 10-yard
Yep.
line, and then the Dolphins put up an easy 6 on him. Like,
Isaiah McKenzie, it was wide open in the end zone. Josh Allen just didn't set
yeah.
his feet.
Well,
tried to
same
throw a
thing.
weird
Gabe
ass-
Davis couldn't hang
dropped
on
a
to a
touchdown.
touchdown.
Like, And he's been making those catches for his whole career. Like,
I mean, and you can also attribute that stuff to the Heat. Like,
Yep.
You can also
so
you don't just have to blame the offense. If you remember, Matt Milano almost had a pick
Yep.
six.
Yes, he
Yes.
dropped the pick
and
six.
then even special teams, Tyler Bass had a missed field goal.
Yep.
Like, if that safety still had, like, if we're looking at it as if that safety still happened, it's what? That's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win. We win by 1.
Yeah.
Well, the stat was the offense generated 497 yards and 31 first downs, and only got 19 points out of it. That's absurd.
But no,
like,
that's absurd.
I think that was their game plan. Keep the ball away from them because the Dolphins, their explosiveness on offense. Like, they held Jalen Waddle had 102 yards, but that's off 4 catches.
Yeah,
Like,
but that was like some
broke a
one.
few
Yeah,
plays.
there was one
Like,
where he just broke. Like, what was it? 3rd and like 22,
Yeah,
and he just
got open deep post down the middle of the field like that.
Which,
Some
I
stuff
mean-
you can't obviously without the presence of Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Like,
Yeah, and
It's-
I don't know. Like, our injury list is big for this week too, but
yeah, I feel like the defense honestly didn't play as bad.
no. And then I did just see that the Bills are hosting free agent visit for Xavier and Woods.
Yeah, I
they're
saw that
hosting
too.
him today. Which, I mean, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
If we can get him, I mean,
Yeah.
he proves he's still got some stuff left in the tank, and I mean, shit, he's a veteran who's never won a Super Bowl, and
Exactly.
I mean, I would sign the deal up, like, and
'Cause-
he would start. He
Yeah.
would start this week.
They need those pieces in there, like, because right now with all those rookies in there, obviously there's the veteran presence on the sideline, but just the veteran presence of someone being on the field with them.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because of
Elam's been playing pretty good too. Like, I
Yeah.
just saw a stat like, I gotta look at it real
the
quick.
whole defense is just riddled with injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Like, as I was told, I saw on Twitter, like, the only way that they would lose is if they were
Yes.
injured.
Yeah, the Bills very easily this whole season would have went 17-0
Oh,
with
yeah.
their full roster.
Oh,
No,
100%.
I don't think there's any full 52-man roster that is better than the Bills.
Yeah, and as of 13 minutes ago, the Bills did just sign another offensive lineman, Justin Murray, and then they placed Tommy Doyle on injury reserve because he did end up tearing his ACL in that game.
Yeah.
Which that was tough. Like, obviously, you hope speedy recovery for him, but I am trying to find right here. So, Kaiir Elam through 3 weeks, he's had 66 coverage snaps, and he's only allowed 50 yards.
That's great.
That's
I mean, for a rookie. It's
yeah,
amazing.
no, and I
For
mean, look at
anyone-
who he's been
for
playing
anyone,
against.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. That was just last week. Week 1, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I still think Allen Robinson's good.
Yeah.
Obviously,
It's just because when they go to zones, they look for Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
That's what they do. That's the whole Rams
Week 2,
offense.
I mean, Traylon Burks, you know what I mean? Like, he's covered
he's
some
good.
quality guys.
And
like,
Robert
yeah.
Woods he's obviously good. Like,
I'm impressed with the rookie so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait for Tre'Davious White to get back because
Yeah.
I mean he's our All-Pro corner, and but it really does start getting down to that. Like, okay, well, who are we gonna have play across from him? Like Benford, yeah, he's been good, he's been solid too, but he just broke his hand.
yeah.
He's out for a few weeks. I don't know if they placed him on injury reserve or not yet, but I mean, he's been playing solid for us too. I was a little shocked week 1 when he got the start and
Yeah.
Elam didn't. And then, we come back to this. The other question too is when Tre'Davious White does come back, who starts? Dane Jackson or Kaiir?
Yeah.
Who starts? I mean, I guess I'll present that question. Like, who does start?
Yeah.
Who do you guys think starts? Dane Jackson, fully healthy, obviously, after that gruesome neck.
Yeah, that was
He's lucky
I
for
know.
starters.
Yes.
Like, I thought
Yeah.
that was like,
I
he
thought
could have
was,
been
like,
paralyzed.
I thought he was
Yeah.
career ended. Like,
Yeah.
that, it literally just brought me back to the Ryan Chase year.
I mean, I've never seen a game where, like, they, like, obviously, like, the first thing they do is they bring out the cart. No,
Yeah.
they brought an ambulance
Yeah.
right
Right
to
onto
him.
the field.
Like, it wasn't even, like, 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're doing
They just got it right
the
out there.
player safety, like, in that sense, like, with the hitting and stuff, they've gotten a lot better at it within the last, I'd say, like, 5-10 years. Because, but, like, 5-10 years ago,
Shazier, yeah.
there was so many, like, injuries. And I literally just watched a video this morning on, like, it was, like, a documentary on, like, the hard hitting, how it's, like, gone
Yeah.
away from the game. Because they talked about, like, the CTE effects and how it, like, literally demolishes your brain and people kill themselves because of it.
Yeah.
And so they have to, like, target down on it because they obviously...
Well, look at it. Demarius Thomas. Didn't they
Yeah.
find, like,
Yeah.
a bunch? Like, they found like 2 cases of CTE
Oh, yeah.
in his autopsy.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to that question. Sorry. Who do you guys think starts when Tre'Davious White gets back? Dane Jackson or Kyrie Elam?
I feel like it depends on how Elam plays without Dane Jackson there until Dane Jackson does get back. It depends on what he can prove in these next couple weeks, I feel like. Because obviously he's proven himself.
I mean, Dane Jackson is a guy that Sean McDermott, he vouched for to start and get going.
He's a solid dude.
I think for Elam to win that, he's going to have to show out.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
He's definitely got to generate some turnovers within the next week
but
or so.
The answer to that is Dane Jackson will probably start as of right now, as of currently.
Yes.
But I think, obviously I'm not thinking towards next season yet, but when we do start getting to that, question, I don't want to see Dane Jackson go. I like him.
Yeah.
But we drafted a guy 24th overall. That
has great upside. He's already playing into his role.
You want him to play.
Yeah.
Regardless, you want him to play. And then I don't know. I think obviously, like we've said a few times, our defense is riddled with injuries right now. Ed Oliver hasn't played since week 1. Jordan Phillips, he didn't play last week. There were a bunch of guys who didn't play.
All-pro safety duo.
Yeah, Micah Hyde's out for the year. There's not much we can do about that one. But, now we start getting into that question too. Jordan Poyer's on his contract year.
Yeah.
He wants to be here with him. But a lot of things I've been seeing on Twitter is it's raising the question of, we don't have a lot of cap.
Yeah.
So who do we pay? Jordan Poyer to stick around for another few years, or do we let Tremaine Edmonds walk?
I feel like it's Edmonds' walk.
I mean, I like Edmonds.
Yeah.
He's a huge linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. But the last few weeks, I think he's been playing some of the best football of his career.
Oh, yeah.
Because he does realize, I haven't been the best. And I'm not trying to, shit on Tremaine Edmonds because, he's a dog. I get it. But, he's not been my favorite guy on defense. Matt Milano.
He's been one of my favorites out of the linebacking core.
But Matt Milano, I think outshines him.
For me personally, Matt Milano does play better, but I just have Tremaine's build, his work ethic, and just everything else that he does on the field.
It is.
Well, I just look at it too, and I know he goes by a new name now or whatever, but I'm not sure what it is. But Darius Leonard was in that draft too. There were Roquan. I don't know.
Which one was Roquan?
I think he was in that draft.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure
There
he
was
was
a lot
drafted
of
the
good
same.
linebackers.
There were a lot and those guys have shown we're it. We're top 10 linebacker. Tremaine, maybe there's the argument top 20. You know what I mean? But I think
that's why I feel like you do go with the Poyer, because I feel like a linebacker of his stature, it's replaceable. You can't really replace an all-pro type player.
Yeah, no, but it's the same. How Jordan Poyer's what? Oh, just turned 30.
Yeah.
So
obviously he's gonna slow down, but I don't know. I still feel like the all-pro, just him being one of the best safeties in the league, and that duo of him and Micah, it gives their corners. It makes their corners look really good. And then, obviously their corners do play good, but it just gives their defense a whole nother element that they can do. Their coverage, it's amazing when they're on the field. You saw versus the Rams. When Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer play, how often do you really see them get beat over top?
Not
you
too
don't.
much.
Rarely.
It's amazing how they just play, and it's, I don't know.
Literally, these were the linebackers that were drafted in the same year that Tremaine was. Not including Tremaine, Roquan Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, Rashad Evans, Jerome Baker. He's turned out to be a dog for the Dolphins.
He played an amazing game versus the Bills.
Oh yeah, he did.
He played amazing.
Hold on, there's more. I don't know who that is. I mean, obviously there are some guys.
Griffin.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, he retired now, but.
I mean, obviously there are guys that Fred Warner.
Yeah.
Come on, literally just on this website they have him ranked 17th, and he's a top 5 linebacker in the NFL right now.
He might be the best linebacker in the NFL. I feel like.
I think there's definitely the argument for it.
He just commands the 49ers defense, and he's just so great. And I don't know.
He is good. But still, so there are some guys up there, there are 2 or 3 linebackers that, on that list that are, top 10, top 5.
Yeah, significantly better than Tremaine, I feel like.
And it's just kind of...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And, the Bills do have those 2 linebackers that, I really liked them in the preseason.
Yeah.
Spector, and then I'm blanking on the other guy's name, but they were good.
Yeah.
This preseason. So, but like I do think it's hard to replace a guy like Jordan Poyer, at least right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would rather
Somebody needs to sit underneath him for a year or two before.
Because if
you can
I'm the
replace
Bills, I would sign him back to another contract, at least a 2 or 3 year deal.
Yeah.
And then draft a safety high.
Mm-hmm.
Like take one in the first round. Because we know obviously at some point we're gonna need to replace him.
Oh yeah.
They're both in their 30s. They're the same age. So if we can draft one now, let him sit, learn. Like, because like I look at it like hypothetically, Kyle Hamilton falls.
Yeah,
to the Bills.
That's what I was really just thinking. Like, imagine
You
if
let
they
a guy like Kyle Hamilton sit behind Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer.
and he's already playing great now. Like he silenced all the haters. He was debatably the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
As a safety, and you don't really see that. And he fell down to the Ravens, and now he literally basically sealed the game for them last week.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He forced the fumble, and then
Yeah, but I mean, like going back to the Bills-Dolphins game, it was a tough one.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think people are saying like, oh, the Dolphins are like the best team. Like all of a sudden now they have like this Super Bowl contender label on them. Like
No.
they beat the Bills practice squad.
Yeah, congrats. You
Yeah.
beat like we were down to our 3rd string center.
Yeah.
No, we pulled
What?
in some random.
Yeah, it's
just,
not even.
It wasn't even 3rd string. We just pulled in some filler player to play center.
It's not even like center. It's just like the extra lineman they have. Oh, you have to go play there. We're riddled with these injuries.
It's just I don't know. Like obviously I think Mitch Morse will be back this week, so we won't have to worry about that. But like
Same with Spencer Brown.
also I gotta give the props to Deion Dawkins and then Roger Stafford. 100% of the plays.
Yes.
No breaks.
Yeah.
Yes, and they had the
All 90. How many plays did we run? Like 92 plays.
I want to see like the. I gotta look up
92 offensive plays. I want to say we ran, and those. And I mean, linemen they're big boys. Like, but they stuck it out. I mean, I think the only other guy that played 100% of the snaps were those two, and then Josh. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due to them. I mean, and you see the other linemen just dropping like flies. And what was it? Spencer Brown just went down with heat illness.
Yeah.
And then Isaiah McKenzie was the same thing, but he ended up coming back into the game.
I just saw that the Bills had the ball for 40 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah. Which is the most.
How many plays?
Yeah, 40 minutes and 40 seconds to the Dolphins' 19 minutes.
So it's that is the most time of possession in a football game since Week 7 in 2014.
Yes.
Well, then we even go back to it too, like you said, like Josh Allen's fumble on the 10, like in the 10-yard line, like of course, like that's a real quick 2-minute drive for the Dolphins. Like their offense is once again sitting on the field while the Bills have to drive. No duh, the Dolphins are going to be a little bit more relaxed and like calm, but even like I said too, like those guys got AC benches.
Yeah,
they don't give it to their opponents. The Dolphins got shade the whole time. The Bills literally have to have guys holding up PVC built like awnings.
Yeah,
just because
like they brought. I saw Josh Allen go sit under a tent. That's all they had.
Yeah,
that's all they had.
And that's not going to protect you from 120 degree weather.
No.
Yeah, the humidity in Miami, nuts. Like it's just I don't know. I think like I said, you bring the Bills back. The Dolphins will come back to Buffalo in a few weeks. Like I think in December.
Yeah, we'll see them in December.
Yeah, no, I have no problem. I would love to see them in the playoffs and punch them in the mouth.
Oh my God,
I would love to see Tua in the playoffs and just punch him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Because no one in their right mind is gonna tell me that the Dolphins roster and Tua are better than the Bills roster and Josh Allen.
No.
I think another game we should probably talk about too is the Bears and Texans, just because of the whole controversy and stuff going on with Justin Fields right now. I mean, people are saying he's garbage, but like, how can you call someone garbage when I know Kaz has the stats, but like, how much did he pass in that game?
He completed 8 passes. He only attempted 17.
That's ridiculous.
There's a stat, I forget what exactly it is, but he has like the least. It's either completions or like attempts.
No, I think he has he has the least amount of attempts, and then I think like.
Oh no, that's a different stat. But I'm saying he has like the least amount of completions since from a starting quarterback since like the 70s.
But like. is that his fault? He's only throwing 17 times again.
Exactly.
How many passes did he have against? I'll look it up.
Well, I mean, I will give it this. Khalil Herbert, he ate.
Well, yeah, you hand it off to him.
Like, it's hard to do that, but still, you got to give. You're playing the Texans. You can't that's obviously the Texans aren't that great of a team.
Khalil had 157 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Okay, you ready for this one? Guess how many times he passed against the Packers? 11.
Yeah, like that's not.
11 times.
Josh Allen. Wait, check the first week. So that's 28.
So that's So
what's the first
who did he play in week 1? Here, I'll just look up the Bears. I want to say he faced San Francisco. Okay, but that was a rain game. That's a little different. But like, even then, 17 times again.
So that's 45 passes. So Josh Allen passed for 63 this last game in 100-degree weather. So
you're telling me, like, if I'm looking at the Bears playbook right now, my thought process would be, they only have 17 passing plays.
Yes.
Like, you gotta trust your quarterback a little bit here. Like he was picked 11th overall.
Yes, didn't they trade up? They traded up to get him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and all right, we're just not gonna. I don't know.
He's only so far this season he's had 51.1 completion percentage, but also in that rain game he did end up winning.
It's rain.
297 passing yards, not good. 2 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Once again, just not good. But you can't really see what your guys got if you don't let them drop back and throw.
Exactly. No, and the number one thing with a quarterback is just trust.
Yes.
You have to have trust in your quarterback.
With the young guys.
If you're not even going to let him throw the ball, then you can't even make a good observation on how he's going to perform.
Exactly.
No.
If you don't give him the opportunity, he can't show you what he's made of.
I mean, we literally had rookie Josh Allen. We didn't know if he was good or not, but we had that kid drop back all the time.
Yeah.
It was all right, let's let him air it out. Let's see what he can do. But and that's, I don't think Justin Fields is a bad quarterback.
No, Justin Fields, honestly, I feel like if he gets the right coach in the right system, because last year it might have been even worse with the plays they called.
Awful.
This year, I feel like the play calling is a little better, but you still gotta use your guy.
But still, the Bears are winning football games, but they're 2-1. They're obviously, as of right now, week 3, they're one of the top of their divisions. I think they only want it's probably Green Bay is number 1 just because that's
Green Bay
how it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You gotta trust your kid a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let him go out and throw it around.
Exactly.
Ohio State, that's all they ever did was let him.
Yeah. Honestly, and they're not gonna win these juggernaut games where you have to.
Oh hell no.
No, they're not. They play say they play the Lions. Hell no. They have to play the Lions twice a year.
Oh yeah.
That's. I feel like this isn't a good representation of their record. I feel like they're gonna end at the bottom of their division.
Oh, 100%. I don't know. My thought with this is literally you gotta start throwing.
Yeah. And with David Montgomery down, it's literally the perfect opportunity for them to start.
You just gotta start throwing the ball with Justin Fields, man. He's got a big arm.
I know.
I get it. He may not be the most accurate, but he's a dog.
Yeah, it's his second year in the league.
I don't think we can be calling him there are people on Twitter and on the internet that are oh, he's a bust, it's over. Move on.
No. It's his second year.
You gotta get
and it's second year and he's not getting any opportunities.
30 passing attempts.
Yeah.
30 passing attempts.
That's not even.
That's not.
Josh Allen doubled that in one game.
Yes.
Same thing with Joe Flacco against the Browns. No, it was some other team.
59. 59 the week. Was it week 1?
On.
Week 1. Joe Flacco.
You got there's quarterbacks literally doubling what Justin Fields has done in 3 games in 1. Just because they're not you're going to tell me that Joe Flacco's a better quarterback than Justin Fields? You're going to let Joe Flacco drop back more than Justin Fields?
Yeah.
I get it. He's still young, but that's the best time to let him try. He's got to learn from his mistakes. That's what the Bills did with Josh Allen. That's what the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes. You just let them drop back, learn from their mistakes, and play their game. It's just
I literally got the stats here. The first 3 weeks, Joe Flacco. This is just passing attempts. 59, 44, 52 from Joe Flacco, who is. honestly, he's not playing that bad, but it's like
No,
he's
but
a filler.
he's probably
a
gonna
filler
lose
quarterback.
his job this week because Zach
yeah.
Wilson's back
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah.
He's literally just a filler quarterback for right now.
If I remember correctly, I do think Zach Wilson will be back this weekend. Which
And watch, they're gonna give Zach Wilson the same opportunity.
Yeah, they will. I don't think they have a problem jobbing Zach Wilson back
And
60+ times.
He has the arm. Like,
oh my God, yeah, he's probably got a top 5 arm in the NFL.
Yeah,
I think he does.
He's literally just a gunslinger. He's great at that, and I feel like with Garrett Wilson is gonna expand his game even more.
Mm-hmm.
Like he popped off, and they showed what he could do. But imagine if he gets another like dynamic quarterback, because Zach Wilson can actually kind of move a little bit.
Oh yeah, he can.
Like,
It says right here, like the New York Post posted, the Jets expect to have starting quarterback Zach Wilson back in the lineup this week to face the Steelers. But Monday afternoon, Coach Robert Saleh was still waiting to hear that Wilson has been fully cleared to return. I don't know, like, once again, Zach Wilson, same draft class as Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I really don't think they're gonna have a problem.
I mean, you can make the argument though that the Bears their run game was amazing. They went for 281 yards
100%,
total.
but
like that.
if that's your argument, where was that run game the first 2 weeks? You know what I mean? Like,
well,
it wasn't there really. Like,
yeah.
I think we should talk about the defensive side of the ball too. Roquan Smith.
They're balling.
Well, he had a great game.
Yeah.
16 tackles and a pick to seal the game for him.
He literally won the game. He got the pick so they could kick the field goal to win.
Yeah.
And then what is it? They don't even want to pay him.
Well,
I don't think
it
they'll
says right
pay him
here.
next year.
It says right here, 90 minutes before the game, it wasn't even sure. He was still listed as questionable. Like they had no clue he was going to play. He's playing with a hip injury, and he put up 16 tackles and a pick. Like
that's a lot.
That's great.
That's a lot of tackles.
He's one of the more elite linebackers.
And two of them were loss of yards against the Texans.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, but like I said too, like they didn't even know if he was going to be a Bear this year.
No.
Like he did not want to play for these new guys because they didn't want to pay him. And I mean, I think that's just absolutely ridiculous. But even going back to the Zach Wilson, like if we look at like that draft class last year, I'm just gonna say Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, and
Trey Lance.
Trey's a little different of a story. Like it's not like they've gave him he got hurt.
I mean, also back to Justin Fields, like maybe they don't want to give the guy who threw 2 interceptions and fumbled twice that game that many touches with the ball.
No, which I understand, but like it's the same thing. Like
so, let your running game that's popping off.
100%. But like he didn't play bad against the Packers. Like I watched that game. I thought he was playing good. But once again, it was here's 11 plays, Justin. Like let's see what you can do, buddy.
And I don't feel like their play calling is really that complex. It's that he just like the thing that will make Justin Fields be great is the play action game. Because if you get if you get the lineman to bite on the run, he can escape the pocket, he can make plays. That's what he's built for. And they just I feel like their coaching has to realize
Like
that.
I said, I just look at those other quarterbacks that were drafted in the same draft class as Justin Fields. Like, their team has full faith in them. The Patriots, full faith in Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, balling.
Oh my God,
I regret
he's
anything I have
insane.
ever said about him because he is balling right now.
He's doing amazing.
because he finally got a coach and he finally got some offensive weapons.
Yeah.
But even just like Zach Wilson, like the Jets had faith in him last year. I think they'll have faith in him again this year. Like the sky's the limit for him. But like when is the Justin Fields turn? So like I guess we're gonna have to wait a few weeks to like see what happens. But I mean, speaking of guys from that draft class, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. What do you guys think?
I got the stats right here. 28 for 39, 262 and 3 touchdowns, which is just great. Versus a Chargers defense that is basically, I would kind of say, a juggernaut.
Oh, yeah.
With how many great players they have and what they added this offseason and in the cornerback
J.C. Jackson.
And then Khalil Mack, obviously, with Joey Bosa coming off the other edge. That's scary for a second-year quarterback to look at, having 2 of the more dominant pass rushers in the league coming at you play after play.
I mean, the Chargers was another team that was riddled with injuries that game, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Joey Bosa he was injured.
He did get
he got injured.
Well, I mean, that's the nice thing about having Khalil Mack on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You still get that top 10 pass rusher. Like, well, maybe not so much. Oh, my bad. Maybe not so much Khalil Mack as a top 10 guy anymore. But
No,
like,
but
he is still solid.
His presence there is just amazing. And Derwin James this year, I feel like he's playing back to his All-Pro level that he once was before his injuries.
The Chargers I thought were going to do great this year.
Yeah.
1-2 start and the 38-10 loss to the Jags hurts.
Yeah.
But then again, here's the argument too. Like the Jags, who I thought were going to be an absolute dumpster fire again,
Yeah.
2-1, and they're leading their division.
Yeah, I feel like they are going to win their division.
Oh yeah, every other team in the South has been awful.
Yes.
Awful. The
Titans
Texans are what we expected.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Titans were going to be this bad, but
Yeah,
I didn't
no.
think they were going to be
It's just,
good again.
I don't know. I just feel like it is hard when your best player is a aging running back coming off an injury like his. It's hard to kind of depend on that year in, year out.
And then you look at oh my gosh, I'm completely blanking on the other team in that. So Texans, Colts.
They
Awful.
I mean, they did kind of just upset the Chiefs, but that, I don't know.
It's still, I don't think
The Colts,
Matt Ryan has been playing pretty bad for them. Like, I don't understand the Colts like fetish with let's get
Old quarterbacks.
Phillip Rivers.
I feel like Carson Wentz was like 10 times better.
They
Wentz?
boned him.
Yeah.
Like I feel he ended last season. I think it was like 27 touchdowns to like 6 or 7 picks. Like that's not bad. That's not bad.
For the quarterback, for the team he was on, with his running back to lead the league. And you know what's also a crazy stat?
What?
Before the season started, the Colts, they said they didn't want Jonathan Taylor to lead the league in rushing again. And you know what they said? What they wanted to do? They wanted Nyheim Hines to lead their team in catches. So I think that's just like crazy that you don't want your best player with the ball. Like that just goes all back to coaching.
How many rushing yards does he even have right now going into?
Not that many, I feel like.
Not enough because I have him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, no, last week he had 21 carries for 71 yards.
Yeah.
No touchdown. Versus the Jags, 9 carries, 57 yards. Averaged 6 yards a carry. That's good.
Yeah.
Why aren't you feeding him against the Jags?
Dude, I saw this stat as well where...
But if we're also going to say that they don't want him to lead the league in touches or whatever, against the Texans, that man carried it 31 times.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But he has 61 attempts for 286 yards, 4.7 yards a carry for 1 touchdown.
And half of that came from one game. More than half came from one game.
Why not give him the ball?
And with the dynamic player he is, obviously Nyheim Hines, through your typical receiving back, he gets the catches out of the backfield. Jonathan Taylor is not bad at that either.
Mm-mm.
Like, obviously they have a great two-man punch in Hines and Taylor, but I feel like Taylor needs the majority of the ball. He needs the ball in his hands to do work.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to the Jags got the Eagles this week.
That's another...
Imagine. That's all I'm saying is imagine. They go in. I'm pretty sure they're going to the Eagles. Yep, they're going to the Eagles.
If they go there and
Doug Peterson punches them in the mouth. That's like my hot take is the Jags are going to go to the Eagles and win. Doug Peterson is going to call one of the best games he's ever called because he wants to beat them.
That's fair.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I
could
think,
definitely say that.
I don't think Trevor's been playing bad.
No.
I want to look at the stats, but like they've been getting they've realized what they have in their receivers. Like they're not bad.
No.
Like literally, I think Zay Jones popped off last. Yeah, Zay Jones.
Zay Jones was their leading receiver.
Yeah, he was 10 receptions, 85 yards for 1 touchdown, balling. Christian Kirk, he's been pretty solid. I think he's been living up to his paycheck. I mean,
Christian,
everything they've been asking him to do, he's been doing it.
That's all he really needs to do. He's not going to be your explosive jump ball. He's just going to do the things he is told to do and get it done. And that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like Trevor Lawrence kind of needed.
Yeah, Marvin Jones.
Yeah,
he's doing Marvin Jones thing. So Trevor Lawrence has 772 passing yards so far. That's almost probably top 5 in the league.
Yeah.
James Robinson, 230 rushing yards. That's not bad. Receiving yards, they're led by Christian Kirk with 267, which isn't bad considering the next closest guy is Zay Jones with 173, Marvin Jones with 104, Evan Ingram with 83. They're spreading the ball around.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just force feeding it. Devin Lloyd, their rookie linebacker, leads their team with tackles with 24. which is
like
nuts to think about that Roquan literally had 16.
Yeah.
He leads their team with
20.
20.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
But I feel like Trayvon Walker hasn't played that bad either. I feel like this week he might have his best game of the season.
Yeah, so
Like
Trevor Lawrence has played in 3 games. He's attempted 111 passes.
That's not bad at all.
77 of them he's completed. So that's 69.4 completion percentage.
That's great.
Solid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's honestly great.
Yeah, that's honestly that's like
high.
7, yeah,
That's
he
high.
may be leading the league in that. I don't know.
Yeah,
But then he averages 257 yards a game.
that's what you
6
need.
touchdowns to 1 pick.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that he was top 2 in the league in interceptions last year.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Oh yeah.
or no, well it was.
And he's only been sacked twice.
I know that their line is actually held up.
Yeah.
Like
Surprisingly.
very well. And
Yeah, I mean that was one of their biggest
And that's what-
problems last year. Like a lot of people
Not even last year. They've
just,
just, had
over the
problems.
years.
Yeah.
But everyone kind of ripped on him in the offseason, why are they spending money on?
Well, you
these
finally see
guys
what
that
someone
are-
can do when
Well,
they have
yeah.
a coach.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
Well,
he was
yeah.
in between
Urban
coaches.
Meyer was just
Urban
awful.
Meyer.
That
We
was
don't
a
need to
joke.
get
That
into
was a joke.
yeah.
But everyone was like, "Oh, why are these paying these mid guys this money?" Obviously they're proving
Yeah.
we can pay these guys this money. They realize the paycheck they're getting, so they want to work for it. You're telling me Zay Jones got paid what, 3 years, $30 million? That's a good
I think
paycheck.
more than that actually.
Yeah, so
No, and then they gave Marvin Jones a bag. They gave Christian Kirk a
Yeah.
bag.
Oh yeah.
But it's working out for them.
Evan
so
Ingram, he got a good little.
They,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
gave-
yeah.
They upgraded their receiving core, and I don't know. It obviously shows.
And you give them a nice. We forget a few years ago, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, and
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
once again that were considered mediocre talent.
Oh yeah. They
Alshon
just-
Jeffrey,
but-
Trey Burton, Zach Ertz was different. He's a top 10 tight end.
You know what I think that attributes to though? I feel like to win football games, the most important part is the O line and the D line.
Mm-hmm.
Because just think about the Eagles the last 5 years.
Oh my
They've
God, the
probably
Eagles had
best-
9 sacks against the Commanders.
Yeah, they went off.
Carson Wentz couldn't even.
No.
Brutal.
You don't have time.
No,
You don't-
he doesn't even. He couldn't even. But Zay Jones signed a 3-year, $24 million contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars, including a $500 million signing bonus and then $14 million guaranteed with an annual salary of $8 million. That's a good paycheck for a guy like Zay Jones, who and I'm not saying he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, no.
But he really hasn't done much.
No.
He played pretty good for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's rookie year, that was Josh's guy.
Yeah.
But, good for him. Go get the money. But, I really do think the Jags are proving, we can get these different guys with, different set of skills.
Yeah.
And we can utilize them.
Make them work.
And
make it work with what they
obviously, Trevor likes these guys. I wasn't a big Trevor Lawrence guy. But now,
No.
he's just proving me wrong. He's not playing bad. And I honestly don't think it would be I don't think it would be a controversial take to say that the Jags do win their division this year.
No, not at all.
No.
With how the other teams have been playing, like we said.
Not saying that the Jags are a top 10 team
Well,
in the league, but
they can win in their division.
Yes, exactly. Their
that's
division's
what
weak.
it comes down to.
their division's weak, and they're kind of becoming the NFC East just because for some weird reason NFC East teams are just playing pretty good right now. But even just I'm just impressed.
I feel like another division that's taken a massive toll is the South, the NFC South.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, and Saints.
Yeah, Saints
They-
aren't. Jameis
Yeah.
is not what I wanted him to be.
Honestly, I haven't heard much about the Saints.
Well,
Well,
Like,
their receiving core, I think,
I
is the
haven't
top
They
heard
have,
anything.
5.
They have been doing good there.
Olave, Michael Thomas,
Oh, yeah.
Jarvis
Landry.
Landry.
Yeah.
They've
yeah.
all had great.
I think Taysom Hill's their starting tight end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's some dogs. Alvin Kamara hasn't done much. What's
Yeah.
going on with the play calling, or what's going on with Jameis Winston?
Yeah, I feel like it's all of that combined because Kamara hasn't really done much. And
I don't know. That's a good team.
Mhm.
The Saints are a good team. Panthers, they're figuring it out. They have a really bad head coach. I don't think Baker's a bad quarterback for them moving forward. They
No.
just got a bad head coach.
Yeah.
The Falcons, they week in and week out, they kind of impress me. They hang in there in some games.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota, I mean, he hasn't put up flashy numbers,
Yeah,
but he also
he's
hasn't
just
been
a filler.
Yeah,
I
but he
mean,
hasn't been the reason they're losing.
They're
And he hasn't
not.
played.
They're not expecting to win this season.
No.
You know.
No. I feel like they're one of the there's a few teams that tank for Stroud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of tell, but I don't know. Mariota isn't playing bad like we said, but it's
No, but
just,
he's not playing amazing. But what's nice about him is he's not being the reason they're losing.
yes, and he hasn't also played in years. So.
No.
Gee, he's 29.
Is he really?
Marcus Mariota is 29.
I thought he was a lot older than that.
Really?
I thought
Yeah.
I always figure he's a lot younger because, like when I first got into football was when he was getting. I remember his Madden mobile card for when
Oh
he
my
got
God,
drafted, like the
yeah.
Madden mobile drafts. I remember that, and that was 6 years ago. So that I don't know, that still feels insane to me that he is 29.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. The division's kind of weak. I think the Bucks obviously will win it, but I mean the Bucks have also just they've been hurting. Like
Yeah. I feel like Brady's not playing up to Brady.
yeah, but can you even say
Yeah.
that's Brady's fault?
Yeah.
Though? Like
Yeah.
he's been throwing to Perriman, like Mike
They
Evans
signed Cole
suspended.
Beasley.
Yeah, Cole Beasley, he had 3 catches. You know, I didn't watch the game, but I'm assuming all those catches were like first down catches. Like,
Yeah,
Just short
the one
yardage.
third down. We
Yeah.
saw his first play, and we were like, "Oh, there's Beasley."
yep,
And
we
Yeah.
know where he's going with that one.
Yeah.
It was like 4th and 1, but you know now we're gonna get to the thing where Mike Evans will be back this week. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Julio will be back this
Yeah.
week. Put Cole Beasley back in the slot. When's Chris Godwin gonna come back? Now
Yeah.
you're looking at the Bucks and you're going, oh shit, they're scary again. Like,
Yeah.
like when Brady, it seems like his favorite target out there is Brashad Perriman. That's when you kind of know something's like
Weird.
up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they need to do a change. Like obviously it's just waiting for these people to get back. Like
Yeah.
that's the main
100%.
thing.
And then I guess let's move on to like another team too. Like, what's going on with the Raiders?
Yeah, I feel like they're not using Devontae Adams in the way they should. He's because like I have him in fantasy, so I am also kind of pissed at that. But it's like they're getting his touchdowns. They're like 1 yard, 2 yard, like they're goal line touchdowns that they just because obviously he's Devontae Adams. He's gonna beat a majority of players off the ball. He's just that. He's that dynamic.
Yeah.
He's one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league. And he's just, I don't know. And, like, for Mac Hollins to lead your team in receiving last week, obviously, like, there's going to be players where there's going to be games where players pop
There's
off.
headlines that Devontae Adams is just frustrated.
Yes.
Like he's just
Really?
he just like here quote expect more. It's not easy to win in this league. We know that nobody's native to the fact that nobody's just going to lay down and just give you a victory. But at the end of the day, we expect more and we will do better as we move forward. Like that's a top receiver in the league.
Yes.
You know, he's calling out his own team for not pulling together. Like they have a great roster.
Yeah.
They do.
my God.
They have a great roster.
Yeah.
They can win football games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but they're sitting at what 0-3 right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, only 0-3 team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which is, there's, like, and then the only 3-0 team.
And
Whatever.
Derek Carr isn't a bad quarterback.
No, I feel like he's.
I think when they hired Josh McDaniels, I go, here we go again.
Yes, I feel like Derek Carr.
Here we go again.
Derek Carr is that. I feel like he can range from a 15 to like. Honestly, I feel like he could range up to like a top 7 quarterback.
I mean,
With the way he plays.
they lost by what? 2 points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2
Like
points.
that was a close game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every game it's just been close.
Yeah.
Like they just can't finish, and I think really what that comes down to is the coaching. Like I don't know why Josh McDaniels can somehow win the Patriots 6 Super Bowl titles. Like he can call great games with Brady, but the moment it's like, oh, here's your own team, man. Like let's see what you can do. Like
Yeah.
he's just like, oh well, I actually.
And
suck.
that one kid, Mac Hollins, for
Yeah.
the Raiders, had
Yeah.
a great,
He
just
had
a great
game.
performance because
what was his final stats?
He had, like,
226 receiving yards.
No, that's not in a game.
Oh,
I was gonna say 226. I
No,
was like,
he
man,
had.
I'm
He had,
surprised.
I think he had like
158.
Yeah,
158.
All right. I don't
And
know.
that was his only game where, or no, he saw a solid amount of targets.
Yeah.
Like the week before when they played Arizona, he had 5 catches for 66. But
He had a
Not bad.
touchdown too, I think, right?
Just this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had 8 for 158 and a touchdown, which is great.
So, like I said, I mean, I think gets down to the coaching. It's when is Josh McDaniels gonna, figure it out, or does he lose 2 more games and he's on the hot seat again, and they get him out of there? And I mean, if I were them, I was very surprised when the Raiders didn't hire Brian Dable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. I was very surprised when I did see Josh McDaniels was the head coach, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's the Raiders being the issue. I just think it's their players are great, their defense weak, but I don't know. I just think their head coach sucks.
I mean, and Derrick Henry too, touching the ball 20 times for 85 yards and a touchdown. But I mean,
it's not even that. That's a lot of touches for only 85 yards.
Yeah. For Derrick Henry, yeah.
Derrick Henry.
I mean, he had 5 receptions, and 58 yards with that. But
so he put up a 100-yard game.
Yeah,
but I feel like Derrick Henry.
But still, that's probably the most he's had all season so far.
No, I don't know. Maybe
Against the Giants, I don't think he did much.
No.
Against the Bills, he did nothing. He was not.
No, he was a non-factor in the Bills.
We shut him down. Great. But yeah, I don't know. They haven't been it.
Yeah,
but
he's averaging 3.6 a carry.
That's not Derrick Henry.
No.
That's not King Henry.
It's not.
That's on 54 attempts through 3 games, which honestly, last year he was getting 30 touches
a game.
30, he's probably getting 35 touches a game.
Was I right on that? That's probably the most rushing yards he's had this year in a game?
Oh yeah.
I believe so.
Definitely were right.
Yeah. So I mean, he's breathing a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he only had 80.
He had 82 in the first week versus the Giants.
Yeah.
Which seems like a good game, but he had 21 attempts. So that's just so. And then he had 13 for 25 against the Bills.
Maybe he's got to put his hair back in that ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Just
a single braid
thing on the back of his head.
Single braid. Derrick Henry was different.
Yeah.
He was an animal.
But another team that I really like that are actually kind of surprising me and may have the best offense in the NFL are the Lions.
I love the Lions right now. I don't know. I kind of liked them coming into the season, and even last year is just their stature of the underdog team. And last year it didn't work out for them. It didn't at all. And Dan Campbell was heartbroken every loss.
Yeah.
And I feel like
dude was crying.
That connection from a coach to a team is unlike any other. It makes just the team perform 100 times better, and just look at the impact it's had when they finally get the full roster together and everyone's playing up to standard.
Because it's not a bad team.
No.
I think Jared Goff's been Jared Goff, 58.9 completion percentage, but his first 2 games he did have, against the Eagles, he was 56 completion, and then Commanders was 58. Yeah. But against the Commanders, he had 4 touchdowns. The dude's 58.9 completion percentage, 748 yards, 7 touchdowns to 2 picks with a 92.4 QBR rating. That's not bad
at all. No. And you know what else I hate about this team? I love majority part of this team. DeAndre Swift doesn't get the touches he needs.
No.
I'm looking at the stats right now. Jamal Williams has 43 attempts on the ground. Well, DeAndre Swift has 27. And
really?
DeAndre Swift has about, 60 more yards in him. DeAndre Swift right now is averaging 8.6 a carry. DeAndre Swift.
So he's got the ball in his hands.
Well, now he's hurt.
Well,
now he's hurt.
Yeah.
But they did say, Dan Campbell did say, it was some quote. He said something along the lines of he thinks having a week or 2 off is going to help him a little bit because he's going to be able to. They're going to have him longer into the long haul, basically.
Yeah.
Because they think playoffs are nothing. I really do think if Jared Goff continues to play good for these guys, you would be, lucky to have, the way I look at it is if he continues to play good for you guys and you don't have to spend a first-round draft pick on a quarterback next year, you once again just improve your team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether their offensive line's solid, D-line pretty good.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has been playing amazing.
I think what we're forgetting about, too, is they took a receiver in the first round this year, and he hasn't touched the field. He hasn't played. And he's supposed to be like one of the fastest guys like in the NFL.
One of the most explosive receivers we've probably seen in a while.
And their receiving core already consists of St. Brown,
Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark.
It's not awful.
No.
Like DJ Chark's not bad. Amon-Ra's good.
Someone for Goff to throw to.
Exactly. I mean, well, Amon-Ra's been that guy.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Amon-Ra has been.
He's ridiculous.
One of the best receivers in the league, honestly, and he had that coming out in I'd say in the second half of last year, because he was.
I think there was 8 games where he just.
Oh yeah, he popped
played.
off, and then he continued, and then how about the Lions starting off the season scoring back-to-back 35+ point games? What was the stat? They did it 3 times in a row or whatever because they finished off last season like that, but I think they're one of it was something under 10 teams to even do it. And for the, I don't think anyone would have ever expected the 2022 Detroit Lions to have some sort of stat like that.
No, and I think they're one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Well, here's an interesting stat line. Jared Goff went 8 for 13 for 114 yards and a touchdown on play action.
On play action.
Yes, I mean.
Because
they're putting the ball in his hands and they're trusting their quarterback.
You know, I was watching this other thing. The way their line worked in who'd they play the second week?
Commanders.
They absolutely destroyed their defensive line with backups. They had a backup left guard, center, and right guard in that second week, and they moved. Did Deron Payne and
Jonathan Allen?
Yeah, did they play?
Yeah.
I think they would. They probably would have. Yeah, and they just completely demolished them.
Yeah.
With their backups in.
Man, if the Bills could have only got so lucky.
Yeah.
But no, I like the Lions. I think they're one of the best offenses in the league, and
one of the more fun teams to watch.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I love
rooting
for them. Second favorite team. I like the underdog story. They're just gonna play their game. They're gonna, what did he say? Bite some kneecaps off on the way up, and I like them. I don't think they're gonna. They maybe will sneak their way into the playoffs. But if they don't, you know what I mean. They don't.
Yeah.
But I think they got the chance. But I don't know. I think the NFL is definitely crazy this year.
Yeah. Any week, anyone can win.
Oh yeah.
It's just what it is.
Exactly.
I do want to talk about Justin Jefferson. What have you guys heard about him? Past 2 weeks. Anything?
Week 1.
Well,
naughty.
Here, this week, Jefferson was held to 14 yards on 3 catches.
Yeah, Okuda.
Okuda.
Yeah.
I saw.
Jeff Okuda.
Jeff Okuda. He has really stepped in, and I feel been one of their
It's about time.
He's been the best corner on their team.
Whoa.
Who they play? They played the Eagles. He locked up. Or no, didn't A.J. Brown do good? No, he locked up Devontae Smith that game because I think he was on Devontae. Commanders, he held Terry McLaurin. I think it was to 2 catches. And last week, what were Jefferson's stats this last week?
6 targets and 14 yards.
Exactly.
On 3 catches.
Nice.
So that's what he just quick stuff getting him the ball, and so
his longest catch was 6 yards. So yes.
Yeah, exactly. And
wow.
Their fullback had more yards on 2 catches than Justin Jefferson. Yes.
No, because it was the same problem against the Eagles for the Vikings. Darius Slay just locked Justin Jefferson up. No, I don't know if that's Justin Jefferson's problem or the cornerback's just playing hella good games or what, but can he not create the separation against top 10 corners? What's going on? I don't think Darius Slay's the hardest guy to run around against. No. I don't think Jeff Okuda's the hardest guy to run around against. No. But I mean, Jair Alexander, he must have just got burnt, or I don't know. I don't know. I think the Vikings are a good team too, but they gotta get Justin Jefferson rolling.
It also goes into scheme too, because before the season, I heard they were putting him more in that Cooper Kupp role, where they lined him up to get him open, and I don't know. I guess the last 2 weeks it hasn't. That first week he was the front runner for Offensive Player of the Year. It looked like he was having another outstanding season, and he just kind of really
it looked like he was just having
fell
some
off a
fun
little bit.
playing football. But I don't know. Who do they face this week? Who do the Vikings go face this week?
Who do they play? They play the Saints.
In
London.
England. London.
Yeah.
London. Yeah.
That would be cool. No, that will actually be a really cool game. I'm excited to see that one.
Another team I want to talk about is the Giants with Brian Dable.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
They
honestly,
disappointed me last night.
I mean, it wasn't a boring game to watch last
No.
night.
No, but I was just still kind of like, I think there was some miscommunication on that Daniel Jones pick.
Yeah.
Like, unless that was just an awful ball, but like I think he thought his receiver was gonna run an in.
Yeah.
And then the receiver kind of ran like an out corner route sort of thing. So like I was a little like, okay, like that's a young receiver there. Like you're gonna have that in a new offense.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know, and I feel like
Brian Dable's offense is one of the more
Yes.
complicated offenses in the
Yes.
league too. Like Josh Allen's been quoted saying that.
Yeah.
Like, so for a guy like Daniel Jones who hasn't been good his whole
no,
career,
he's honestly not looked that bad.
no, but he also hasn't been very
Great.
special.
Like he only has, he's gone 59 for 92, 560, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, which that's whatever. But when you have Saquon on the ground doing what he's been doing, they haven't really scored.
Give Saquon the
much.
ball.
Yeah.
I love him. I am so happy he is back. It is literally like one of my
finally playing healthy.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
I've
I
been
love
waiting.
Saquon
Well,
Barkley.
you want to know why? It's because Dable knows how to run an offense and not just give the guy the ball and put all the stress on one guy.
Yep. No, literally though.
Like,
Literally.
that's what it is. You can let your running back work while, Daniel Jones
Obviously,
is dropping back
yeah.
a couple times for passes.
Yeah, obviously
Taking
we're a
some
little
stress
biased
off
to the
the-
Brian Dable thing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think he's Daniel Jones. Maybe he's not the guy this year, but get Saquon Barkley back in another deal.
That is not his quarterback.
No,
It is
no.
not his
They
quarterback.
could get Bryce Young, and they could. Oh my God, Bryce Young in a Giants jersey.
that just,
Damn, that
Yeah.
that honestly sounds nice.
Mhm.
But what do you guys think about? So Sterling Shepard tore his ACL last
Yeah, I
night,
saw
just
that.
on a go route.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Odell Beckham Jr.'s tweet about that?
No.
No.
So let me look it up to get the exact quote. But to say the least, Odell Beckham Jr. was not happy after Sterling Shepard's non-contact injury. He tore his ACL. That sucks. So on Twitter, Odell said, "Just get rid of it. Billions made off this game. I can't understand why we just can't play on grass. This shit is rough. Prayers up for my brother. Shit just hurt my heart."
Yeah.
That's Odell's boy. They play
he's
together.
He's the longest,
But,
longest tenured Giant. So
Odell also knows what non-contact injuries to a torn ACL are. It happened to him in the Super Bowl.
yeah.
In the Super Bowl, there were players. CJ Uzama.
Yeah.
He was literally quoted saying that he told Bengals receivers, "Watch out for this.
Yeah,
Something's weird.
Don't
If
run routes.
don't run there. You're gonna hurt yourself." Look, I played on a turf field. I've never seen a torn ACL in my life. Knock on wood. But it raises the question that, obviously, Odell tore his ACL. I don't think he tore his ACL, but he did something non-contact related on that field at MetLife. Does MetLife need to switch it up? New turf, new grass.
No, I feel like the one in the Super Bowl, it was because it's the Super Bowl. They're gonna try and make it look as good as they can, and they're gonna do it so precise with every single speck on the turf. They kind of have to, and that's what I think kind of messes it up. They put so much work into it that they made it bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to see anyone ever really get hurt in a game like that. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Non-contact. But I guess to end it, let's just rapid fire some. I'll name off the matchups this week. You guys are gonna just say who do you think is gonna win that.
Right.
So the first game is Thursday night. We got Dolphins and Bengals. Bengals in the white helmet. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I got the Bengals here.
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Yeah. Okay, so I got the
I
Bengals.
got to give that some thought, but I think the
I-
Dolphins, after that win against the Bills, are going to be charged.
For
dog.
me-
I feel like
They're going to be charged.
Yeah, but I'm
They're-
gonna also
they're gonna
go
be
with it.
charged.
You know what a uniform can do for a football team? I'm just saying those white helmets with them
Yeah.
white
You're not
jerseys.
wrong.
Those are
You're
clean.
not wrong.
Those are the nicest helmets.
Not wrong.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they
God!
look
Literally,
amazing.
that's gonna charge them out.
Yeah.
But,
But,
I feel like it's just gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of a game I want to see. Like, I like those shootouts. Like, obviously a good defensive game, but like for most viewers, they want to see the
Yeah.
big blowouts.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna see them, the explosiveness of those receivers once again. From the
Commanders and Cowboys. I got Commanders.
I got Cowboys. I feel like Cooper Rush is gonna.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm
Cooper Rush
taking
is gonna
Cowboys.
lead
We'll
them
see
over.
on that one, but I don't think Carson Wentz will lose another game. Like I'm saying not the whole season, but
Yeah.
Carson Wentz knows he's playing for a job. But
Yeah.
Vikings and Saints in London.
That's a tough one.
From not hearing a lot of things about the Saints, I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I'm also gonna go with the Vikings because I don't trust the Saints play call.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like the Vikings. There.
So we're all universally on the
Yeah.
Vikings. Okay, Seattle and Lions.
Detroit,
Lions.
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did nothing against Seattle. They're rebuilding,
They're-
but
Geno
They're
Smith,
not-
Week one.
yeah,
Geno
week
Smith.
Geno
one,
Smith,
Geno
week
Smith.
one
was
one.
amazing.
Other than that, he
He
hasn't
was.
done much. Jets, Steelers, but Jets with Zach Wilson. We're planning on him playing.
Steelers. It's Zach Wilson's first game back. He's not.
I'm going
Yeah.
Jets.
I feel
I'm
like
going ball.
Steelers.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna go. I'm gonna
Steelers.
go with the
It
ballsy
is,
pick.
it is. I feel like it is kind of rough because once
Is
again,
is
TJ Watt out.
Najee back? Isn't he injured?
No, Najee's gonna
back.
play.
But yeah, I am also a Steelers fan, so
Yeah, but I like Zach Wilson,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
likes Cougars, so I think he's gonna come back with
Yeah,
a vengeance.
that also was a valid point.
Bears, Giants,
Bears, Giants.
Bears, Giants.
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 Okay, universal on that one.
I'm trusting
Now
the
here's another AFC South game: Titans, Colts. This one's tough for me.
I feel like
Colts.
I'm
Colts are-
I'm also gonna go Colts
Colts are
because
hot-headed
yes,
after that
because
win
they
against
just
the
came.
Chiefs.
Yes,
I'm gonna go Titans. I don't
Okay.
know why. I feel like Derrick Henry is gonna come back this week. I don't
Maybe.
know why. I just feel like he's gonna have another Derrick Henry-esque game.
Chargers, Texans.
Chargers.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah,
kinda
that's
Chargers.
lopsided.
Browns, Falcons. Now I'm actually gonna go
I'm
with the
gonna Atlanta.
Falcons
I
with
wanna
an
go Atlanta.
upset.
I want to go Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta sounds fair.
I like it
Because I don't know, just something about that. Like I think
Yeah.
that sounds like
That
a
sounds
storyline.
fun.
The Falcons upset the Browns,
Yes.
and people start going, "Oh, when's that piece, that rapist Deshaun Watson gonna start playing again?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
we already did Commanders, Cowboys, Jags, Eagles. I already said it. I'm going with the controversial. I want to go Jags just because I do think Doug Peterson's gonna go back to Philly and be like, I'm going to call it the best game of my life, and I'm going to take my new team and punch you guys in the mouth.
I don't know. I feel like Eagles.
Eagles. I'm going Eagles as well.
I'm going
No,
Eagles here.
that's fair.
It's-
I'm only doing it because, like, the
Listen,
storyline,
Jalen
I
Hurts.
like the Jags.
I
Jalen
like
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts this
He
year.
has been amazing.
He's been fun to watch.
Yes,
100%.
because the dynamic of him running, and then he's like that was the biggest question I feel like coming into the season was, is he going to be able to pass
Yes.
effectively? And he has
He's
been
proven
if,
that.
If not,
What is he? He's not leading anymore the league in yards, but he's
He's
top
literally up
3,
there.
I think.
I feel like another player we do have to talk about is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
getting,
yeah.
we're definitely getting there. So Cardinals, Panthers.
Panthers.
Yeah, Cardinals, Panthers. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Panthers.
I've just been with Baker. I've always liked Baker.
Yeah.
Baker's always been a dog, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's had his games where,
No, but like the Cardinals also haven't really done much. Their receivers are
Exactly.
banged up. Rondell
Their-
Moore
yeah,
hasn't
their,
played.
Their leading receiver is.
and honestly, I've never,
Yeah, Darch. Dude,
Dortch is
I
the
keep
leading
thinking about
receiver.
picking him up.
I've never liked Kyler Murray either.
No, I
So-
feel like he's.
I will never be able to unsee the tweet that said Kyler Murray looks like a little kid
Yes.
running away
Yeah.
from
Yes.
his parents after stealing their
Yeah.
cell
I
phone.
feel like, and we literally saw it too. Just him being so small, his hand doesn't really fit
Yeah.
on the football. We
Yeah,
saw
there
that.
was
we
a
were
play.
talking
There
about
was
it.
a
Literally
play.
slipped off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, Broncos country versus the Raiders. I got the Raiders.
Raiders need a bounce back.
Raiders do need a bounce back.
Raiders need a bounce back.
And the Broncos haven't been anything special.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson's been playing mid.
Yeah,
he's not,
very.
He's not. What did he get?
But
$300 million.
But I also think that's a lot to do with the play calling.
But yet again, he got
good.
what? $300 million.
Trust me,
that
I
is
know.
not where he's playing right now.
Should have paid that punter. But anyways, Patriots and Packers. But I'm also going to say the Patriots aren't going to have Mac Jones here. His ankle's pretty messed up.
Yeah. I think either way, I'd take the Packers.
Yeah, I'm going
Packers.
I think that means Brian Hoyer will start for the.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
Packers.
Chiefs, Bucks.
Chiefs. Bucks haven't lived up.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with Chiefs.
Chiefs is the safe.
Chiefs is the safe.
I think Tom Brady needs to bounce back.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but then again, actually, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go Bucks.
I'm gonna go Bucks.
I'm sticking
because they know what to do to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But you know who I feel like is gonna have a great game? Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be the one, like the deciding of like, he's gonna like carry the team.
I think that'll just be a good game.
Yeah. Rams 49ers.
Rams.
I'm going
because of the
Niners.
current condition of the 49ers. I'm going Rams.
I'm going Niners. I like Niners. It's their second week back with the offense they've been running. They know it works. They went to the conference championship with that offense.
I mean, you saw some life in Cam Akers last week, finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to go 49ers because I like Jimmy G.
Yeah.
But last but not least, Bills-Ravens. The two MVP front runners.
I'm going Ravens, not kidding. Bills.
No, I was going to say.
Bills. Nah,
we're not all
Bills.
Universally Bills here.
Yeah. It's just going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult with this defense.
Yes.
Yeah, but we'll see who's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We do know how to play Lamar. I think there's
100%.
only been one time Josh Allen and
I
Lamar
think everyone
faced
in the
each other,
league
which,
now knows how to play Lamar.
Yeah, he's just
like,
been playing.
His
Well, I mean,
MVP season,
I mean,
okay,
do
they had to
look-
figure him out.
Well, I mean, look at him now.
He's just been playing. But who has Lamar played? Who has Lamar played? Who are the
but
Ravens? Week 1, Jets.
Great.
that's the Jets. Yeah.
Week 2, Dolphins. They lost.
But that
we
was a
learned.
great comeback.
Then they allowed 26 points by the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
No offense to the Ravens, but they haven't played top-tier defenses at all.
Yeah.
The Bills went against the Rams. Then they proceeded to go against the Titans, not that good. But then you look at, once again, the Dolphins, like, that was just a tough game. But, like, I don't know. I think I got the Bills. Lamar's not going to win the MVP. Josh definitely will.
Yeah. I
That's
think this might be a game, like, solidifying that statement.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that's going to be another great one to see because Lamar, obviously, he shows out. Like, he like, obviously you said he's been playing mediocre opponents, but he still is putting up the stats.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still top 3 in rushing, but he was at one point. And
No, I think, he's probably top 3 now because Saquon probably moved a little bit up the ranks after last night's game.
Yeah. But still, just, I don't know.
But, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think we went over everything. And, definitely join us next week, and we'll be back with some more
I want to thank you all for watching. Come back to see what we have for next week.
Lucas, you want to send them off?
Say what?